We all know Tacoma is a city on the rise to its destined potential. We see it every day, but it wasn't always a bustling metropolis.
The first European settlement on Puget Sound was at Fort Nisqually. Established in 1833 by the Hudson's Bay Company, it quickly grew from a remote outpost to a major international trading establishment. It's a fascinating part of our region's history.
What better way to learn about the 1800s than to go back and live it?
We spent a day at Metro Parks Fort Nisqually, and let me tell you, it was quite the experience.
We're two guys that call Tacoma home.
I'm Casey Catherwood. You've probably seen me around at Cheney Stadium.
And I'm AJ Garcia. I'm new to Tacoma, and I want to learn who and what makes the city so desirable to live in.
Our mission? To shine a light on the places and faces that make Tacoma a city we're proud to call home. This is our city, and this is Life at the Fort.
We started our fort adventure with a personal tour from the fort's supervisor, Jim Lauderdale. We met out front and he gave us a quick tour of the granary, the factor's house, and the sail shop before we decided that to really get into the 1800s spirit, we had to dress the part.
Now that you guys are more comfortable, you look great, by the way.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna go in and check out the bastion.
Let's do it.
All right.
Man, I'm surprised that people can come up here. It's so cool.
A lot of the people that visit Fort Nisqually today remember coming here as a child and being able to run up the stairs and play in the bastions here at Fort Nisqually. So a lot of sentiment exists here at the fort. This is the one bastion here at Fort Nisqually that you can come up and get a nice view of the fort. You also, if you look out the window here, you get a great view of the Puget Sound, and on a nice clear day in the summertime, you can even see the Olympic Mountains from here, which is really beautiful. People have been coming up here since the 1930s. You'll see we still have some historic graffiti that could date back, anywhere 50 to 80 years ago. You don't need bastions at all four corners because you have the two sides of the wall here covered. The other bastion has the other two sides of the wall.
We can see the other one from here too.
Yeah, you can. Yep.
More often than not, though, this was just used to see people coming in to port.
It could be.
More friendly, like informational way.
Yeah, there were really no instances of violent action that occurred at Fort Nisqually. So it could be used as a lookout point. Oftentimes it was used as apartments or dwellings for certain employees of the fort. It might also be used as a drying out point for anyone that became intoxicated.
Right.
Then it was time to get our hands dirty.
Klahowya.
You think doing laundry at the laundromat is a chore? You have no idea.
All right, so Jessica, we brought some dirty laundry with us from the stadium locker room, some Rainier's jerseys, and we want you to teach us today how to get them clean in the 1800s way. Please show us your magic.
Definitely. So this is a lot bigger task than we have to do right now. But we're gonna do a little bit, some of the stages that had to do with laundry. Now, do you guys like doing laundry?
No, not especially.
It's my least favorite activity.
Nobody likes doing laundry, right? Well, guess what? Nobody liked doing laundry back then either. Nobody has to. But how long does it take to do laundry for you guys?
I mean, really, I'm doing like 5 minutes of work.
Right.
About the course of a Netflix show. So you just put it in the thing and then go watch TV.
And you're good. How long do you think it took them to do laundry in this time period?
2 hours.
2 hours?
4 weeks.
Not quite 4 weeks,
Okay.
but on average, about 4 days. And there's so many steps. So normally what we would do is we would take your jerseys and we would have soaked them in a little soapy water. Then at that point, we scrub them. So we're gonna pretend like these have been soaking in this water for a long time. Right behind you,
Yep.
grab that washboard right there.
Yep.
You're gonna stick it in, just like this.
Okay.
And you're just gonna scrub. This is how you're gonna release all of the dirt and grime and everything in there. So go ahead, why don't you give it a try. So you'd be doing that for a while, and then once you've got them well and scrubbed, the next thing you would do is throw them in a pot of boiling water.
Okay.
So you throw some lye in there, some lye soap, and the lye is going to kill any pests of any kind on there. So if you want to go ahead and pretend that we have our boiled clothes.
Yeah, boiled and soaked with lye.
Yep.
No more termites, nothing on them, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna put them in hot water here.
Yep.
Ooh, yep, nice and hot. Ow.
And next what you're going to use to rinse them is your dollies. And then the way this works is just like the agitator in your washer today.
Oh, how cool is that?
So this is what you're gonna do. Go ahead, have a try at it. So this is how you're gonna be rinsing it, just like your modern day washing machine. And you remember, all of these steps are gonna take much longer than we're doing.
Hours and hours and
Hours and hours.
You have to get to a point where you're just like, we're gonna be the dirty family in the neighborhood.
yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I'd be like, that's fine.
Yeah, we're outdoors most of the time.
And surprisingly, you know, Victorians were very concerned about cleanliness.
Yeah.
So the next step would be to take out your jerseys, and you have to wring them dry.
Here you go. You wanna take one?
Probably would want to wring them dry over the basin.
Over the basin, sorry, I'm so sorry.
And you wring them as best as you possibly can. See, this is where that strength really needs to come in.
You really do have to be a strong lass for this.
Yeah.
And you look at a lot of these depictions of laundresses in this time period, and you'll see that these ladies have, you know, they have the arms of linebackers.
Yeah.
You have
Well,
to.
you don't mess with a laundress.
All right, so the next step is up on the line. We've got some clothespins already up on there.
And would you use 2 for 1 shirt?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. All right.
And now you just gotta wait for the weather to do its thing.
We then met an enigmatic Dave Rogers who gave us a quick firearms demonstration.
Okay. Fire in the hole.
Whoa! He then showed us how to keep warm and build a fire the old school way, using flint and steel.
Spot on. It works really well if the rock is plenty sharp.
Oh,
See
yeah.
sparks now.
There we go. Oh, come
Oh,
on,
and it caught.
baby.
It caught. See that little tiny glow right there?
Sure yeah.
That's it. So now that goes into the tinder bundle. Now, you wrap it up in here like that. Now I gotta be really careful to do this up.
Oh yeah, that's going right away.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Come on now.
There it is.
And you have fire. And of course you would add your kindling to it.
Yep.
And you might have to blow on it a little bit, help it along.
That's doing something. Come on, we need this bad boy to erupt.
There it is.
Look at that. And you have created fire.
We then made our way over to the woodshed where we met up with Jim for a quick cedar shingle making session. You know, those things that go on roofs.
Oh yeah, just back and forth.
Okay, now set your maul down and see if you can use that as a lever.
Ooh, oh, that's satisfying.
There you go.
Wow.
Then it was straight to the blacksmith to get our fresh cut shingles branded with the good Hudson's Bay initials.
Yeah. So let's go into the smithy, as it were.
Almost.
That looks a little warmer. Oh,
That.
nice. How cool is that?
Before we took off, we sat down to talk about Jim's Tacoma story.
I came to Tacoma about 3.5 years ago specifically to work here at Fort Nisqually. But my family and I were living in Texas, and so we moved here to Tacoma. And we love it. We love the Pacific Northwest. We love coming here to Fort Nisqually, even on our days off. And otherwise, you know, we like to take in a Rainier's game from time to time and go hiking in the Cascades. There's so much to explore around this area, whether you're staying in Tacoma or venturing outside the city. There's tons to explore, and we love it.
Does your family ever get involved in the living history side of things?
They certainly do. They love putting on their living history clothes. My daughter, who's 3, when she's coming to the fort, she'll ask me, is it a regular day or is it a living history day? And she knows if it's a living history day, she gets to put on her living history dress, and she absolutely loves it. My son, who's 6, loves running around with the other kids. You know, when you come out to one of our living history events, you might see anywhere from 5 to 15 kids all decked out in their period clothes, running around and acting like kids the way they would have in the 19th century. So it's really awesome. It really brings this place to life, you know, because you have the laborers, you have the trappers, you have the ladies dressed in their finery or in their working class get-ups, but then when you see the kids running around, that's kind of the icing on the cake.
We met a group of incredibly interesting, heartfelt, just beautiful people here today at the museum. What does it mean to you to have all these people that care about this place and are willing to volunteer their time to be a part of it?
Honestly, it's amazing. Fort Nisqually is pretty unique in that we have some really dedicated individuals, both on staff and as volunteers. We're very fortunate because honestly, we could not do all the things that we do without the support of our volunteers. And honestly, I tell people this often, Fort Nisqually is cool because of the people that are here and the dedication and the passion that go into it. It really makes it a wonderful place to work and to visit and play.
You've been here 3 years. You love Tacoma, you love the nature, you love being here, obviously. What is your hope for the city now that we know that we are part of one of the fastest growing cities and the fastest growing county in the country? What is your hope for Tacoma, and maybe how does the museum fit into that?
Yeah, so we would love for people to come and visit the museum, obviously. You know, when we have guests that come into the museum, we'll ask them oftentimes, have you visited the museum before? A lot of times people say, no, this is the first time that they've been here, or maybe they haven't been here since they were on a field trip many years ago, and then now they're bringing their grandkids back. We'd like for folks to come and visit us, see what we have to offer, experience. That's kind of the biggest thing. We want people to come and experience life in the 1850s and take those memories home with them, and hopefully promote those cultural stewards for the future.
Like we've said before, as this city moves forward into uncharted territory, our past can inform our present. Few places in Tacoma have preserved that experience in quite a hands-on way that you can live, touch, breathe, and feel like Fort Nisqually.
The 19th century is waiting for you at Point Defiance, Tacoma. Stop by, feed a chicken, chop some wood, and tell them your friends at the Tacoma Rainiers said hello. Until then,
This is our city!
So when you put up the British flag, they had a song to sing.
Yeah.
Do you know what song they sang?
God save the Queen. Land.
Almost. They did sing God Save the Queen.
What are the lyrics?
The lyrics are God
Save the Queen.
our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen, God Save the Queen.
Okay.
So it goes to the tune of My Country 'Tis of Thee.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
1 and a 2 and a 3. God save our gracious Queen. Long live our gracious Queen. God save the Queen.
Goes on and goes,
Send her victorious, happy and noble Queen, down to thee no request. God save the Queen.
great ending.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.